So, reminder about quadratic formula. First off, here it is. Please remember, you can write this an alternate way by writing negative b plus or minus. Basically, because they have a common denominator, you can put this whole thing in the numerator and have it all divided by 2a. But this is our quadratic formula, and the goal of quadratic formula is to figure out where parabolas are equal to 0, where they hit the axis, essentially. But I wanted to talk about what happens when we get a non-real solution, meaning we don't get a real answer, we get an imaginary answer. And what I'm going to see, or what we're going to see, is that this part under the square root, what's called the discriminant, this is going to be negative. And because it's negative, and I can't take the square root of a negative, we're going to end up with no real solutions, meaning essentially, if I can make a quick sketch, my parabola will do something like that. It won't ever actually hit the axis. So I just wanted to show what that's going to look like and how we would present our kind of imaginary or complex solutions. So reminder, first off, A is the coefficient on x squared, B is the coefficient on x, and C is my y-intercept, or my term that doesn't have an x. So let's plug this in. We've got negative b over 2a, and I like to just write everything out, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Okay? Let's get a little bit of a simplifying here. Negative 7 over 6 plus or minus. We've got 49 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60 all over 6. Well, negative 7 over 6 plus or minus the square root. 49 minus 60 is negative 11 over 6. Well, this part under the root, this discriminant part right here, because it's negative, this tells me I'm going to have no real solutions. I'm not going to see this parabola ever actually hit the axis. We're going to have imaginary solutions. And how we would write those is like this. We'd write negative 7 over 6 plus or minus the square root. And I'm going to write 11 and then I. Remember, that is the designation that it was imaginary. I have essentially, it's almost like you factored a negative 1 out and took the square root of negative 1 and got I. But this is my imaginary number solution. We call this a complex number. A complex number is one in the form of a real part plus an imaginary part. Of course, we have two here because we have one that is adding and one that's subtracting. We have two complex solutions. So that is why we end up with non-real solutions. It's because that discriminant, that part under the root, is negative, and we really don't do much different other than we put the I. And again, if you want to think about it this way, think about it like it was 11 times negative 1, and we took the square root of negative 1, and that gave us the I. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe for more math help.